Guys, how's it going? So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can properly set up a Kubernetes cluster locally. So the first step I'm going to uh, do is install WSL, then I will install Ubuntu, then Minikube, then install Docker, then start Minikube, then install kubectl. So let's start with the first step. So if you need to install WSL on Windows system, if you click on the search bar and type PowerShell, so and open the PowerShell command prompt and type WSL um, hyphen install. It will show you this, so you click yes, and then it will start the installation. So now the WSL has finished the installation. This is just showing that I already installed it previously. That is why it's showing this message here. But I think I need to go to the next step now. The next step is to install Ubuntu distribution on WSL. Now, if I run WSL hyphen list verbose, I currently have two distributions that I've installed previously, but I'm just going to install a new one from scratch. So to do that, I will try to run WSL help. So this can give you an idea of how you can install a distribution on WSL. So if I scroll up a bit and if I go to the install argument, you can see the other options that you can use with install. You can give the name of your distribution and so if I run WSL hyphen install and I provide the name of the distribution and I click enter and that should install the distribution for me. So let me try WSL hyphen install. Um, let's say I want to install Ubuntu, Ubuntu, right? And I say the name of the distribution is Stephen Ubuntu. I hope this works. So it says that is invalid argument. So let me give it a name. So that is installing now because I specified the name option. So that should install Ubuntu for me. Because I haven't specified the version it should install, it's going to go ahead and install the latest version of Ubuntu. So now it's finished downloading and installing Ubuntu. So the next thing is basically to create the Unix user account. So I'm going to leave it as it is now. So I provided the account name I want to use as user account. The next thing is basically to provide a password for that account name. So I'll say so you have to type the password 2 times. So the setup is now completed. So if this has basically launched the uh, uh, distribution, the Ubuntu distribution. So if I basically go back to the home directory, currently this is what I've got here in the home directory. but I want to close this WSL terminal and basically open the close the PowerShell terminal and open the WSL. So if I type WSL, see WSL is already available here. So I can open it. So now on this drop down icon, if you click this, you see the list of the distributions we've got. So this is the latest one I installed. So I'll just close this one. Open that one. So this is open, so I can continue working from here. Now I've set up the Ubuntu distribution. The next step is to basically install Minikube. That is step 3. So to install Minikube, I'm going to um, go to Kubernetes documentation. So if I type Kubernetes documentation, it will take me to this page, right? So I can create Kubernetes documentation here, and that will take me to the actual documentation page. So if I go to getting started and go to learning environment, so this gives you the instruction on how you can set up Kubernetes on your local environments. So one of the options is to use Kubernetes in Docker, which is basically allow you to run Kubernetes Docker using, Kubernetes cluster using Docker containers as node. But our focus is going to be Minikube. So if I click Minikube getting started, open this one in another tab. So, and I will go to, I'll scroll down here. Because Ubuntu is based on Linux, I'm not going to use Windows or Mac OS. So I will click on Linux button as my operating system. And I will leave these options the way they are, and I will click on Debian package. I just want Ubuntu to do its things and install the Minikube and other dependencies, just like that. So if what I need to do, you can actually go for binary if you want to, but you need to, yeah, you can just copy and paste this command, but I just want to go for Debian package that is coming from Ubuntu. So I just copy this and go back to my Ubuntu distribution and paste that there. I'll click enter. Since I'm using sudo here to install the Minikube, I have to enter my password. Remember, it's the password used when we're creating the user account earlier for the Ubuntu distribution. So the Minikube installation has completed. I've tried to start it based on this um, instruction here, but it failed. And the reason it failed is because it was looking for a driver, but it's not able to pick a driver, a default driver, because there is no driver installed on this Ubuntu distribution yet. So these are the list of required driver, Docker, KVM2, and so on. So if you go back to that documentation page, it says if Minikube failed to start, see the driver page. Now, if we go to the drivers page, we can see the list of available drivers, and the one that we want to focus on is Docker. So if we click on Docker and click on install Docker here, it basically you see the list of available operating system where you can install Docker on. In our case, it's Ubuntu. So you can install docker.io. Right now, before I install docker.io, I want to run sudo apt get date. So that has finished running. That has finished running. Let me try to run Docker PS. So uh, now there are two things you can do. You can either use Snap to install Docker, right? So it will install this version of Docker 28.4.0, or you can use sudo apt install docker.io, right? So that will install this Docker that is compatible with the current Ubuntu version. So based on this documentation, you can install docker.io, Docker Compose, and so on. So what I'm going to do is use apt install to install Docker rather than Snap. So I'll just copy this and paste here. So I'll say yes. And one thing I want to make you aware of is when you're trying to install WSL, make sure that, when you try to install Ubuntu on WSL, Minikube, right? Make sure that your system has at least two CPU, 2 GB of free memory, and 20 GB of disk space. Otherwise, you may run into issues. So make sure your PC has enough compute power to get Minikube started. Um, so let me go back. So the Docker installation has completed. So now if I run uh, Docker PS, um, I'll get permission denied because I haven't specified sudo. So if I run as sudo, I say I'll get this one. Or you can also say system control status Docker. It shows you that Docker is running. So basically, what happens during the installation process, um, a directory, a system MD service was created and was put in the USR. So if I go to USR lib system, system D and system. So Docker, if I scroll back all the way back up, you see Docker, the service has been created and put in this directory. So you can use system control to start, restart, or stop Docker. So now Docker is running, right? According to the documentation, if we have once we have Docker driver, right, we can start Minikube, right? So if we say Minikube start, it should look for a driver that needs to run Minikube, and if it finds Docker, it will use Docker as the driver. So Minikube starts. Now we've got a different error, um, and that error is related to the user, and it says that um, my user basically is not added to the Docker group. Now to add my user to Docker group, I need to modify the existing Docker group. So I'll say sudo user modify user mod and add group. The group name is Docker, and you can specify your user or use user variable. So once that is run, you need to refresh the Docker group, new group, Docker. So now you can run the Minikube start again. That should start Docker for you. Now it's running. I mean, that's a start Minikube for you. All right, Minikube has finished setting up or started. And the next step now is basically to um, install kube control. So what is kube control? Kube control is actually a command that you can run that will allow you to interact with a Kubernetes cluster. It allow you to list the resources in Kubernetes cluster, like for example, list the number of ports available in the Kubernetes cluster in a particular namespace, or you can make a post request to the Kubernetes cluster, basically to create a new pod, or basically it's in summary, it allows you to interact and do whatever you want to do within Kubernetes cluster. Um, if you don't have many kube control installed, you can use this command. Like for example, you can say minikube kube control uh, get port. Um, so basically, it's sort of like setting up that minikube control. Um, so that will take a few minutes. So that has finished running now. You say the last message here is no resources found in default namespace. Now, if I run that command again, it should quickly show me the actual message. But instead of using Minikube every time, I mean, you can use it, right? Or you can create an alias and say alias, alias Minikube, alias kube control equal to Minikube kube control. Um, then next time you want to run um, Minikube kube control, you can just run kube control get pod, and that will give you the same result. But I just want to show you how to install the actual Minikube. I mean the actual kube control instead of using Minikube kube control. Now to do that, if you go to the kube control here, so this shows you how to use kube control command. But to actually install kube control, I will use the apt-get command to install it. But let me try to run kube control get pod first. So you say it says that kube control does not it's not found basically. So what I want to do is run sudo apt install kube control. So I have to use based on this, I have to use snap. So I just use snap to install it instead of apt. So snap install kube control and then sudo. The revision of snap kube control probably is blah 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 blah. So what I want to do is run sudo apt-get update then. Let me try to control again. So it's still asking me to use snap. And so what it's saying is that is if I use snap, I can include classic option as part of the installation command. So let me try that. So it's downloading kubectl now. Okay, snap. So now it has finished installing kubectl version 1.34.6. Now, if I do which kube control, it shows that kube control is in smart bin directory. But if I run kube control get port, what do I get? So it said no resources found in default namespace. So but that is because the Kubernetes cluster that we've just set up has not got any resources yet. So what we can do is we can try to create a pod, maybe a pod of let me try to see Docker images. What do we have? We've got this image there, but that's not enough. I mean that I'm not going to run that. So what I want to do is uh, run kube control, run engines, and the image is totally it is equal to engines. Um, so that will create a a pod of engines for me. Um, but I want to show you what would be the output basically. Instead of using run, let me say docker create, then engines. The image is engines, and I'm going to say the output is YAML, and I'm going to say dry run. So I don't want it to create it when I execute this command, which is why I'm specifying the option of dry run. And I'm going to basically output the everything, the YAML, um, basically the configuration that this command creates. I'm going to output it into a file called engines port.yaml. And um, can use create. Let me see image. I think I'm forgetting to specify something. If I create port engines or no flat image. Yeah. If I remove the image and remove the port, test it, and create port. So what I want to do is use help. Seems like I forgot. So if I say kube control creates, so I need a YAML file. Okay, I see where I made the mistake. So instead of saying create, I'm going to remove that, save, run, and I need to run engines. The engines here is the name of the pod I need to run, and the image is going to be engines, not engines. engines. So if I try that again, now that is successful. So if I go to this directory again, I can see that the engines pod.yaml has been created. So if I check what is in there, engines, yeah, and even the name of the file is wrong, engines pod.yaml. So this is what the pod look like. So the API version kind pod, the label is run engines, the name is engines, the container image is engines. Now, if I need to create this pod, what I need to do is use group control, apply F, and injects auto YAML. So that has created the pod. I can say group control that's pod. So that basically shows that this pod is being created at the moment. It's not running yet, which is why you see the status as container creating. While that is going on, let me try to run a different command to create a service. So that will be group control create SVC or service, and the service type is going to be node port, and the node port number is let me say 30097, and I'm going to use TCP to forward equal to the port number, let me say 4000, and I want to specify the target port as 8080, and then I'll say output is YAML, and I need to use dry run and send the output to SVC the YAML. I need to go to, so if I say create service node port, I need to specify the service name. The service name is going to be app SVC. Let me go back to the end of the line. So I'll say the file name is app SVC. So it's a dry run is deprecated, can be replaced with dry run clients. Let me see, did it create it? Was it created? Yeah, it's created here. So if I go to, if I open this up, svc.yaml now, you can see the service YAML file has been created and specify the node port as this one. The port number is this, the protocol is TCP, and the target port is 8080. Now, what I can do is I can say group control, apply, file name is app. So that is created. So I can say group control get service, you can see service or SVC. So it shows that the app SVC has been created and the type of service is node ports. So that is the Kubernetes cluster set up on Ubuntu, which is running on WSL on your Windows system. So that is just the what basically what I wanted to show you on this video. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I hope all I've shown is helpful to you. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and leave a comment. Have a lovely day and goodbye.